helping people realize and set their intentions. Achieving goals, I feel, is not just for the new year, but for life. I have been a naturopathic doctor for 20 plus years, and I have received many Best ND awards. I have a special interest in digestive disorders, hormonal health, and fertility. If you have any questions during our time together, please feel free to post them in the comments, and I'll do my best to respond quickly. Are you ready? No matter what your intentions are for this new year, the most important thing is that you have a clear and realistic view of what you want to achieve. Nothing will happen overnight. For that reason, it's important that you have the motivation and ability to self-motivate for those times when achieving your goals seems too much. That's why I thought we'd introduce the idea of mantras in this class. A mantra does not have to be part of religious or spiritual or woo-woo kind of practice, although many religions do use them during prayer. However, a mantra in its most basic form is simply a word or a phrase that's meaningful to you and that is repeated to help you with concentration or recentering your focus. Buddhists and Hindus use them in prayer. Many top athletes use them in their training. Successful entrepreneurs have used them to inspire them to start their day, and there's no reason why you can't use them too. To help with your self-motivation, I want you to choose a mantra. It can be from anywhere. Write it down, place it somewhere visible to you, and share it with the group below in the comments. My favorite is, don't wish for it, work for it. Understand that many people feel like making big life changes that last is a very difficult thing that requires a lot of support. This year, I'm encouraging you to take responsibility for your own path. It can be a tough truth to realize, but as soon as we come to terms with our own sense of autonomy and realize that only we have the power to change our own life, it can open up so many doors. If you're willing to do the work now, which I know you are since you showed up for this webinar, you can enjoy the process and enjoy the outcome of taking personal responsibility for your goals, whatever they may be. It is worth it. When you hear me say, take personal responsibility, how does it make you feel and why? Let me know in the comments. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. You might think, who am I to be successful? Who am I to get what I want? Who am I to achieve my goals? Who am I to be proud of myself? I've said all of these statements to myself at some point or another, and I can tell you that nothing changed until I realized one thing. Nobody is going to do it for me. You have every right to be proud of yourself, every right to strive for the happiest, most fulfilled version of you, no matter what the circumstances, and nobody knows what that is to you except for you. If you've ever played small for anyone or anything, belittled your own achievements, or pretended you were less than thrilled for when you got there, let us know in the comments. My goal is not just to help you achieve the goals you set for yourself, but allow yourself to enjoy the feeling of getting there when you do, celebrating every obstacle that you've overcome and every negative emotion with the reward it deserves. And trust me, it's worth it. One of the best strategies I've found that works when trying to have self-discipline is to have a buddy or someone to talk to about your progress. This person doesn't judge, doesn't hinder or influence your progress, but simply serves as a way for you to ascertain your goals. Say it out loud. By saying it out loud to someone, you turn a wish into a reality and into something that exists outside of your head. This is also a reason why we write things down. The simple act of telling someone about your goals can encourage you to continue at times when you're likely or tempted to quit. Imagine going back on your word to someone you love. This step is to encourage you to tell someone close to you about what you're aiming for. Leave a comment below and let me know who you're planning on letting in or who you've already told about your aims. There's no such thing as quick fixes. Key elements of those who achieve better and more sustainable results are stamina and perseverance. Some people call it grit. Others simply call it willpower and determination. Goal setting and achieving should be considered as a marathon rather than a sprint. Whatever you call it, goals require dedication and the ongoing desire to succeed. This is why I keep restating the importance of having a clear goal. The easier it is to recall your goal when it seems like all you want to do is give up, the easier it will be to get yourself back on track. What, why, and when? In order to clarify this goal, I'd love if you could narrow down your aims by doing this quick exercise. Use as few words as you can to explain your what, your why, and your when. What your goal is, why you want to achieve it, and when you aim to do so. Some simple examples include, I'd like to get a promotion, save money, and travel in January next year, which maybe we'll be able to next year in January. Where I'd like to lose X number of pounds, have more energy, and take my daughter skiing next winter. You can leave yours below if you feel like sharing, or else simply write it down somewhere and share it with someone close to you. As you're already watching this webinar, you have obviously started using the resources available to you, the internet, online expertise, and like-minded people to connect with. However, so many people simply don't use the things they have access to already to help them. What other resources are available to you that you might be underusing? Do you live close to a hiking trail, a skating rink, or an outdoor workout station? Is a friend or family member an expert in a field you might be seeking to join? Why not ask them for their advice? Are you looking for a partner to join forces with, or a place to start your business? How about advertising yourself? Actively seeking what we want is the only way to achieve it, because as harsh as it sounds, the chances of somebody just wandering along and handing you an ideal opportunity or the perfect environment for you to manifest your goals is highly unlikely. What are your favorite resources that have helped you in the past? Leave some ideas here, help others, and share the love and inspiration. No matter what the goal, as soon as you start implementing your steps to achieve it, you run the risk of becoming bored as the new routine becomes your new norm. An easy example here would be aiming to eat healthier food and then end up eating the same foods for every meal or not varying it enough to keep yourself motivated and interested. This and doing the same exercises every time you go to work out, taking the same running route whenever you run, you can see how it gets monotonous. There are so many ways to get creative about how you achieve your goals, and knowing that there is not just one rigid way to get there is actually quite refreshing. From countless healthy versions and recipes for our favorite foods, new places to run or work out, to even something as simple as sitting in a different seat in your favorite cafe as you do your work can inspire a fresh perspective. And that's the point, isn't it? To enjoy every step, not just endure it or get through it. People rarely succeed because they have fun in what they're doing. This is from Dale Carnegie. How can you keep your next few steps fresh and exciting? Following on from the last slide, and in the interest of keeping things fresh, I'd recommend you first set a plan lasting between 2 to 4 weeks, depending on your goal and your current proximity to it. Weeks 1 to 2 can set out a strong pace for your new year, fully clarifying what it is you want to achieve, what will get you there, and what you still need to put in place. Write down your personal goal achievement plan. Set your intention at the start of each week. Choose a mantra, decide on a meal plan, book your fitness classes, make a call to schedule a meeting you've been putting off, etc. Do all of this while taking into account the necessities of work, social engagements, responsibilities, and commitments outside of your personal goals. It is so important to make this new lifestyle work for you. If this is causing issues, you may need to reconsider whatever area is proving problematic. This is your life after all. If something is hindering your progress towards achieving your goals, this is where we take action against it. The third week is traditionally a time when things get a little bit harder. The previous 2 weeks have gone well, but the mental stamina and motivation to continue is slightly waning. Even if you don't practice yoga, this quote can be used in context to any reluctance or waning energy. The yoga pose begins when you want to leave it. This is from BKS Iyengar. It's pushing through these hump day thoughts, and Wednesday is the third day, right? Of returning to bed and not continuing with what the first 2 weeks set out, that strengthens your chances of succeeding. In fact, every time you overcome thoughts like that lessens the likelihood of failure. So your plan for week 3 should continue what weeks 1 and 2 set out, with a little more awareness of how the work is making you feel. What differences do you feel in your energy, in your motivation to continue achieving your goal? Write them in your week 3 review and compare them to before. Start writing down when you notice these shifts in whatever capacity they arrive, and continue to follow your plan. Before we go any further, I want to draw your attention to the single most likely person who is going to stop you from achieving your goals this year. Guess who that is? It's you. It's so easy to trick ourselves into believing we're doing things that will progress us forwards when actually we're leaning on the comfort of previous practices or habits that ultimately led us to where we are today. I encourage you all to be aware and honest with yourselves about whatever area of your life you're seeking to improve. When you're filling in your weekly review section of the weekly goal achievement plan, make sure you answer the questions honestly. There's no need to share them. They're there for you. Be honest with yourself about where you're headed, why you're going there, and what's in store for you if you don't. Writing things down is one of the best ways to ensure accountability for your thoughts, goals, and actions. It clarifies ideas, dreams, intentions, and makes them more achievable by physically engaging you. It helps with motivation. It helps with recognizing emotions and thought patterns. There are so many benefits to writing things down. So what if you struggle? You will face times when your goal seems unachievable. It could simply be your perception, or it may be actual circumstances. And it's these times when our vigilance is tested. Have a list of some go-to methods to help in these times. Make an immediate to-do list. What can be done right now to ease your struggle? Get rid of social media. Temptation to compare ourselves to others or waste time is never good during a difficult day. Remember what you're grateful for. Applaud yourself for how far you've come, not on how far there's still left to go. Do what makes you happy. Sing, dance, be silly. Get yourself back to the light-hearted version of you that started this challenge full of motivation and energy. Move your body. Even if your goals aren't fitness related, movement has a profound effect on uplifting our mood and our productivity. Start small. As always, don't expect good things to come without effort. Take baby steps. We've covered mantras, quotes, goal setting, and planning. Now here's one that will truly uplift and help you start to make progress. Motivational playlists. It's been proven repeatedly that uplifting music has a positive effect on our outlook. There are plenty of playlists out there on Spotify, YouTube, and elsewhere, all geared towards helping to boost your productivity or encourage you to get out and move your body. But I found the best way to truly engage with a playlist is to create one yourself. What songs really get your heart beating, head bobbing, and motivation spiking? Make a playlist for yourself. Or better yet, let's do it together. Share your favorite inspirational or motivational songs in the comments below, and we'll create an amazing playlist that will draw you back to your goals every time you hear it. While music is definitely something that can serve as a catalyst to help us achieve our goals, there's a multitude of other factors which influence our mood, motivation, and likelihood to succeed. When attempting to make lifestyle changes or implement new habits, it's important to consider these as your chances of success depend on them. An untidy room, cluttered home or environment, this increases the chances of us becoming bogged down in old habits. Old clothes, old possessions, items, and reminders of the lifestyle you're trying to change should really be cleared away when seeking to implement lasting change. Diet and exercise. Even if you're not seeking to make drastic changes to your diet as part of your New Year, New You plan, we must always be considerate of the food we eat when attempting to maintain or achieve any kind of goals. Personal relationships. This can be a tricky one, as we're not always aware if a relationship might be hindering our progress or preventing us from taking steps towards new goals until we start our journey towards achieving them. Being open and honest about your goals with loved ones is ultimately the best way to cultivate a stronger connection and sense of support. That way, if something goes wrong, you'll have support, and if something goes right, you'll have someone to celebrate with. It's a win-win, really. What environmental factors are holding you back? Always have that personal motivation story, picture, or image ready to present yourself with whenever you feel close to burning out. What made you want to make the change? External motivation and end goals can be good, but there's ultimately nothing like a personal sense of fulfillment when it comes to dreams, goals, and achieving success. If anybody feels like sharing their personal motivation in the comments below, I'd love to see some. As many of you are entering into the new year with intentions to improve your diet or your fitness regimen, I thought I'd include at least one post focused solely on achieving this. All of the aforementioned steps can be used to help you on your weight loss or fitness journey. And I'd like to pay particular attention to the ones that focus around being aware. Awareness is critical when it comes to achieving health-related goals because every one of us is so different. From body type to motivations to previous illnesses, successes, or failures, cultivating body awareness is something I feel quite strongly about. It's vital to understand that your weight loss, exercise, or fitness plan must be tailored to you and your lifestyle. There's no point comparing or contrasting it to anyone else's or blindly following online advice without personalizing it to suit your needs. There are advertisements everywhere promoting health-related products and services, and it's important to know exactly what you're getting into when you decide to avail yourself of them. I mentioned this in an earlier slide, but I feel it's a very important point to return to, especially as we're nearing the end of our time together today. Ultimately, no matter what New Year's goal you're looking to achieve this year, I want you to leave this webinar today with the knowledge that you deserve to enjoy every single moment of meeting that goal. When it becomes like a chore, when you feel down, negative, or disillusioned with your potential for success, that's when you know something needs to change. It could be your attitude, your actions, or your reasoning and motivation for striving for it. When this happens, return to your intention, your motivation, your mantra. What is the reassurance you need to get back on track? Where will it come from? Break down the larger issues into smaller, manageable steps, and you'll begin to realize that lasting change is possible. Our minds are our most powerful tools in the setting and achieving of goals. And if nothing else, I really hope this webinar has helped you realize this. Understand there are probably several emotions coming to the surface. One may be excitement to get going, excitement about the goals you're going to achieve, but two might be overwhelm. I want you to know that both are great emotions. Your excitement will drive you, and the feeling of overwhelm will force you to take this process more seriously. Your goals for the new year will hopefully add to a higher quality of life, not just for you, but for your friends and family too. You can be the inspiration that they might need to take similar steps. If you feel like you need support on this journey, I am more than happy to help. I love guiding people who are ready to take their life and their health to the next level. Thank you for taking the time to experience my webinar today. I love sharing this topic with people who are eager to achieve their goals. If you have any further questions, please post them below, or you can email me directly at pfrank, N like Nancy, D like David, at forcesofnature.ca. Again, pfranknd at forcesofnature.ca. I'm always here to help and support you. I hope you enjoyed our time together. Please let me know the number one takeaway you had from the experience. Also, if you feel like you need support on this journey, I'm more than happy to help. Remember, you can email me anytime at pfranknd at forcesofnature.ca. You can call me directly at 416-481-0222, or you can visit my website at naturopathtoronto.ca. And finally, remember this quote: there are 2 days in the year where you cannot do anything: yesterday and tomorrow. Only today you can be happy, smile, dream, love, and be thankful. This is from Pablo. Thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll